a photo went viral overnight. It showed Sebastian Knight, Louisiana's most talked-about heir, flaunting a sprawling ivy tattoo climbing his sculpted side. But that wasn't the part everyone couldn't stop commenting on. It was a hand resting on his tight abs, wearing a dazzling pink diamond ring, scarlet-painted nail pressed right into the heart of the ivy. The image was pure, unfiltered temptation. Later that evening, A-list actress Isabel Frost posted a picture of her own hand sporting an identical ring. The internet erupted. Fans flooded social media with congratulations, certain that the glamorous A-girl had scored the ultimate Hollywood prize. Only I knew the truth. She was chasing clout. I'm a minor player in Hollywood, a Z-list actor at best. 2 years in the business, 3 TV shows, mostly supporting roles, and yet somehow I'm still invisible. Not for lack of talent or connections. It's because of my boyfriend. He's controlling, impossibly jealous, and hates the idea of me performing any intimate scenes. He despises it when I spend months on set. If he could, he'd tether me to his side permanently. After 2 years, that's why I'm stuck on the very edges of the industry. My agent, bless her, manages to book me occasional variety shows just to keep my face out there. Today, I'm sharing a stage with Isabel Frost, the same actress who's been flaunting that pink diamond all week. The show is live, complete with a running comment feed. Let's get started with a fun challenge, the host announced, brimming with enthusiasm. Isabel and Ivy will each draw a card to see what they have to do. Everything on these shows is staged, of course. Isabel went first, picking the card the producers had obviously prepared for her. Cook a meal from, scratch, and invite a friend to join you live on set. The moment it appeared, the live chat exploded. This is so fake. They just want her to call the prince. The network is playing favorites, but I'm here for it. Ratings will skyrocket if Sebastian Knight shows up. OMG, I need to see Isabel and Mr. Knight together. Mr. Knight is Sebastian. His family is essentially Hollywood royalty. He's devastatingly handsome, and his collection of custom supercars is legendary. Rumors about him and Isabel have circulated for over a year, ever since she posted a photo of a holographic silver sports car everyone knew was his. She's accidentally shown off multiple items linked to him. And recently, she snagged a high-profile endorsement from a fashion label owned by Knight Industries, his family's empire. Fans are convinced this is a modern fairy tale. A-list actress meets billionaire prince. Everything reached a fever pitch 3 days ago. Sebastian shared a bold private photo on social media. The ivy tattoo, sculpted abs, and my hand wearing that pink diamond nail pressed right in the middle. It was intimate, playful, personal. That same night, Isabel posted a picture of an identical ring. Gossip sites went into overdrive. Everyone assumed the couple had officially gone public. Fans congratulated her endlessly, but I knew the truth. That hand was mine. That ring was mine. And I was the one wrapped around Sebastian when the picture was taken. The original photo still lives on my phone, showing Sebastian's face, complete with cat ears I had insisted he wear, eyes half-lidded in bliss. He had cropped it to leave only the steamy lower half. I don't know why Isabel would post that ring photo, but her presence on set makes it painfully clear. This was no accident. The host held up the challenge card, beaming. So, Isabel, who will you invite? Could it be the person the chat is buzzing about? Isabel glanced at the comments, pretending to hesitate. He's usually busy, but when I call, he drops everything to join me, she said, a faint blush coloring her cheeks. I'll give him a call now. The host leaned in, ready for the drama. What's his contact name in your phone? It proudly displayed her screen. Seb. The chat exploded with excitement. Isabel smiled just enough, picked up her phone, and dialed. As a prominent face of Knight Industries, it wasn't surprising that Isabel had managed to snag Sebastian's business line. The call connected almost immediately. A smooth, professional voice answered, completely unlike Sebastian's familiar tone. Good afternoon, Miss Frost. How may I assist you? I recognized it instantly, his secretary. Isabel explained she was on a live broadcast and requested Sebastian's appearance. The reply was courteous, but firm. I'm sorry, Miss Frost, but Mr. Tonight is currently in a meeting and unavailable. And just like that, the call ended since Isabel hadn't put it on speaker. Only those of us on stage caught the frosty refusal. Her expression remained perfectly composed. She turned to the host with a playful sigh. He's so busy, she said with a mock pout. Stuck in a meeting. Can't make it. Meanwhile, the live chat went wild. The rumors are real. They're totally a couple. God, his body is unreal. Isabel's so lucky. Hot, rich, powerful. Isabel really scored in the celebrity marriage game. The host, grinning with practiced enthusiasm, added, "What a shame. Who will be your backup guest then?" Isabel tilted her head, striking a photogenic pose. So many options to choose from. While she pondered, the host turned to me, her smile noticeably tighter. I drew my card. Same challenge. "So, Ivy." The host's tone sharpened with subtle condescension. "Who will you invite? Someone from the industry, perhaps?" I shook my head. "No, he's not in the industry. A friend, maybe. A family member?" I paused, thinking of the possessive man waiting at home. The challenge was simple. Invite someone to share a meal on set. If I picked anyone else, he'd likely throw a tantrum worthy of its own new story. I gave his name, Sebastian Knight. The host's smile faltered, cracking like porcelain. Instantly, the live chat exploded. "What is wrong with this Ivy girl? Shameless. That's someone else's fiancé. Desperate for clout, this Z-lister has lost it." The production crew hovered nearby, equal parts thrilled and horrified. Thrilled because my declaration would skyrocket their ratings. Horrified because Isabel's fan army had descended, threatening to turn the stream into chaos. The host, sensing peak drama, leaned forward. "Would you mind showing us how Mr. Knight is saved in your contacts?" I shook my head. "I'm sorry, I can't reveal that publicly." It was his private number. There was no way I would broadcast it. Digital boos flooded the chat. "She's lying as if she has his number." A few voices tried to reason. You can't just show someone's private number on live TV, but they were drowned out by the insults. Isabel's face darkened, her tone dripping with passive aggression. Some people really need to know their place. Chasing the wrong kind of fame, it tends to backfire. I ignored her and dialed Sebastian's number on my own phone. The phone rang 3 times. Nothing. A frown tugged at my brow. 3 more rings, and then he declined. I couldn't help the twitch at the corner of my mouth. I remembered what his secretary had said. Sebastian was in a meeting. He wasn't some idle heir waiting for photo ops. He was a brilliant, work-obsessed executive. He often declined calls during critical meetings, always explaining afterward. Still, the public snub stung. The live chat predictably went wild at my expense. LOL. Did she really think that would work? As if the prince would ever pick up for some random Z-lister. Isabel leaned back, a smug smirk curling her lips. "Ivy must be joking for the camera's sake," she said, holding up her hand with those scarlet nails. "But your sense of humor, it leaves a lot to be desired, dear. That wasn't funny at all." Her words chilled the studio air. The host laughed awkwardly, trying to bridge the tension. "So, Isabel, any word on who your guest will be?" Isabel nodded, addressing the camera with flawless poise. "I've invited a very dear friend, a brilliant designer from a prominent family. He's on his way." The chat exploded with excitement. Of course, she knows the best people. I wonder which luxury label he designs for? Then my phone buzzed. A message from Sebastian. Sebastian. "Babe, I'm in a meeting. Dad's here for the year-end. Review? Gotta look sharp." His father, a notoriously strict tycoon, had recently criticized Sebastian over my Ivy tattoo. Just last night, Sebastian had been in the bathtub sulking as he complained about his dad mocking him for getting inked for a girl he couldn't even publicly claim. He had wrapped his arms around me and I'd melted, agreeing that we could finally go public. Now, the perfect opportunity had landed in my lap. Still annoyed about the earlier snub, I sent him a brief explanation of the show's challenge, dangling the ideal incentive. Me. "This is your chance to go public. After this, it's up to fate. Your call." His reply came almost immediately. "Sebastian, on my way." With our guests confirmed, Isabel and I were escorted to our cooking stations to prepare our menus. I quietly selected my ingredients while Isabel chatted nonstop with the host. After a few minutes of self-praise, she finally revealed her guest. "It's Carden, head designer at ES," she announced, smiling at the camera. "A dear friend, both mine and Sebastian's. He designs many of our custom pieces." The chat went ballistic. ES is the Knight family's personal brand. Sebastian wears their designs on magazine covers. Sebastian. OMG, that's so familiar and cute. Isabel is basically the matriarch of a powerful dynasty. Isabel's smugness began to gnaw at me. ES was indeed a Knight Industries subsidiary, but the true founder was Master Winston, a legendary tailor who had crafted bespoke suits for the family for decades. Carden was merely his son, using a more exotic professional name instead of his given name, Kevin. The chat was still buzzing when the host turned to me, the Z-lister in the shadows. I understood the formula by now. I was the foil, the contrast to Isabel, designed to generate drama and engagement. "Ivy," the host said with fake sweetness, "since Mr. Knight didn't answer, did you manage to invite anyone else? Family is always an option if friends are scarce." The comment sent the chat into another frenzy. "She has no friends, LOL. Tried inviting the prince, got shot down, now what? What kind of connections could a Z-lister even have?" I calmly chopped a tomato, not looking up. "Who said I didn't get him to come?" The host froze, unsure how to react. She glanced at the director, probably thinking this twist wasn't scripted. "So, Mr. Knight is really on his way." "You'll find out soon enough," I said, smiling sweetly. The host's face lit up with dramatic anticipation while Isabel shot daggers at me. "Honesty is a virtue," she said, her voice dripping with ice. "Try it sometime." The chat went wild, predictably. "Is she serious? Obsessing over clout much?" Isabel said he's in a meeting. "What's wrong with Ivy? She is a cringe overload." I ignored the chaos, focusing on chopping and cooking. Tomatoes diced, beef brisket seared, aromatic sizzling. Halfway through, the host discovered something startling. "Oh my, both contestants are making the same dish." "What a coincidence." Isabel glared at the camera. "Beef and tomato stew, Sebastian's favorite, and of course, it's my specialty." The implication was clear. I was copying her. It was true. Sebastian adored beef and tomato stew. It had been the first dish I ever learned to cook for him. 3 years ago, after my very first attempt, he had posted a picture online captioning it, "The best thing I've ever eaten." But I'd come a long way since then. Now he had favorites beyond that stew: sweet and sour pork, honey-glazed salmon, crispy garlic parmesan potatoes, all perfected over time. The live chat, however, didn't see skill. They only saw competition. "Copycat. I can't stand her. Is she trying to steal someone's man? It's just the same dish. Guys, calm down." The few voices that attempted to defend me were immediately drowned in a wave of hostility. Isabel's fans, armed with rumor and assumption, turned into a digital mob, as if they'd personally witnessed her and Sebastian's fairy tale romance. As the rich aroma of my stew spread through the studio, Carden arrived impeccably dressed in ES's new spring collection. "Carden, so glad you could make it," Isabel beamed. His gaze, however, immediately fell on me at my station, stirring the pot. He froze, caught between politeness and curiosity, standing awkwardly aside as if afraid to interrupt. I gave him a brief, knowing smile and returned my focus to cooking. Sebastian was particular. Tomatoes couldn't be too soft. The sweet and sour balance had to be exact. He would tolerate imperfections, but a man who skipped a year-end board meeting to defend my honor deserved perfection. Meanwhile, the live chat escalated. "This is going to end badly for her. Isabel can bring in famous designers. This nobody is toast. Who does she think she is? Challenging the prince." The stew simmered, fragrant and rich. The host, finally noticing my presence, asked, "Ive, your guest still isn't here. If nobody comes, I suppose we'll just help you finish it." Her words had barely left her lips when a figure appeared off stage, striding into view with the poise of a model. Every camera pivoted toward him. Tall, broad-shouldered, narrow at the waist, perfectly proportioned. He was impossibly striking. His face, strong and sculpted, carried the calm confidence of a man used to attention. The live chat froze, then exploded. "Holy shit, it's really him. He's so hot. He's here for Isabel. This has to be a surprise." No one expected Sebastian Knight to appear. The producers had assumed his name alone would drive hype. Isabel thought the network had orchestrated it. Now they all stared at each other in stunned disbelief. Isabel's lips curved in a relieved, almost cutish smile. Sebastian, you came. I thought you were busy." She delivered it with artful, intimate charm, leaving the audience imagining romance in every word. He's defending his girl. He won't let her be harassed. Call him honey girl. Sebastian finally turned to her, expression cold and sharp. "Why?" he asked quietly, dangerously. "Would I tell you?" Isabel's smile faltered. She glanced at the director, panic evident, but all he could do was mirror her helplessness. The host jumped in, laughing nervously. Mr. Knight just wanted to surprise everyone, right? Sebastian's gaze bored into her, unimpressed. The host pressed on. Well, since you're here, both Isabel and Ivy have prepared beef and tomato stew. Which one will you try? He looked at Isabel's pot and sneered. That's burnt. My dog wouldn't touch it, he said flatly. Isabel's face turned shades of red and green. Then he walked to my station. This one, he said, leaning over and inhaling deeply, smells incredible. Our eyes met. The cold public mask he wore melted into a smile so soft it could coax flowers from stone. No cameras caught this. Only me. The chat was in chaos. Ha ha ha. Even love doesn't excuse bad cooking. He'll buy her a diamond worth millions. But he draws the line at burnt beef. Respect. Wait, is he actually here for Ivy? The audience, still rooting for Isabel, now had seeds of doubt. The man who posted intimate photos and gifted a diamond was shockingly indifferent to Isabel in person. The host, sensing the moment, went for maximum drama. Mr. Knight, that viral photo of your abs from a few days ago, did you post that? Sebastian nodded. A blush rose on my cheeks as I remembered that night. The chat, oblivious, still lived in Isabel's fantasy. Ah, yes, the good part, this is literally a romance novel coming to life. Is he going to propose to Isabel on live TV? I ladled a portion of stew into a bowl. Glancing at Isabel, she looked pale, hands trembling. Carden beside her seemed nauseated. She hurriedly spooned her own stew onto the table, slopping it in a haste. The host pressed further. And the hand in the photo? The pink diamond. A gift for your girlfriend. Sebastian's lips curved slow and dangerous. Fiancé, he corrected. The chat exploded. Fiancé, he's serious. That ring alone is worth millions. The server maxed out, over 10 million viewers glued to their screens. Then Sebastian turned to me, taking my hand gently, thumb stroking the base of my ring finger. His voice, amplified across the studio, was clear, playful, yet pointed. Don't you like the ring I gave you, darling? He murmured. Why aren't you wearing it? The moment he asked that one question, the entire studio and online audience seemed to collapse under the weight of the revelation. Almost immediately, a new hashtag exploded across social media. #Sebastian and Ivy. Everyone on set blinked, slowly piecing it together. He hadn't come for Isabel, he'd come for me. The live chat went from chaos to hysteria in seconds. OMG, he was invited by Ivy for real? LOL. So Isabel was the clout chaser all along. Wait, the tattoo, the Ivy, her name is Ivy. It's been right there. I pulled my hand back slightly, giving him a tired smile. It's too big and heavy. It was true. The engagement ring he'd given me, a 21-carat diamond surrounded by smaller stones like petals unfolding, looked breathtaking in photos. But on my hand, it felt like holding a tiny boulder. Sebastian's expression softened, almost crestfallen. Oh, should we design something smaller? Then, more subtle? I couldn't resist him when he looked at me like that. I nodded quickly. OMG, he's such a simp. It's adorable. He looks like he wants to wag his tail. Ivy is living the dream. The host, clearly still reeling, stammered. So, Mr. Knight, you came here for Ivy. Who else? He said, rolling up his sleeves as he helped me carry the dishes. Unable to resist one last jab, the host added, Everyone assumed you were here for Isabel Frost. I glanced at Isabel. Her face was ashen, a mask of mortified despair. Carden looked like he'd just been sentenced. Sebastian frowned. I don't know her, I smirked. Funny you wouldn't pick up when I called, but she somehow got through. Impossible, he said, furrowing his brow. I never gave her my number. Isabel jumped in. But Mr. Knight, we met at your annual gala. You handed me your business card. Oh, Sebastian said dismissively. My secretary answers that line. I don't give my number to other women. Don't accuse me of that. I turned away, pretending to be irritated. He circled to my other side, eyes locked on me. I only declined before because my father was giving his speech. I skipped my dad's meeting for you. I wasn't truly upset, but I loved teasing him. When I tried to turn away again, his hands rested lightly on my shoulders, spinning me to face him. A feather-like kiss brushed the corner of my mouth. Don't be mad. he whispered. "I'll try not to hang up on you anymore." Sebastian's dad. My son is a model of filial piety. I'm drowning in the sappy cuteness of this couple. Send help. After that live stream, our relationship became public knowledge and the story quickly went viral. Internet sleuths pieced together that highlights of our romance. We met in college, started dating while studying abroad after graduation. He in business, me in design. Returning to the States, he began working for Knight Industries while I launched my freelance design career and dabbled in acting. Our names trended for days. Every morning, Sebastian faced knowing glances at work. Every evening, he'd curl up next to me on the couch, scrolling through comments. He meticulously liked every post from our supporters and documented every negative remark. "You can't battle the entire internet," I teased. He pulled me close, almost childishly protective. "You're mine. It hurts when someone says a harsh word to you. Why should I let strangers tear you down?" My heart melted. I cupped his face and kissed him softly. It comes with the territory. There will always be critics and fans alike. I don't mind. He deepened the kiss, hand moving to the nape of my neck as he eased me down onto the sofa. "Want to see the ivy?" he murmured, guiding my hand to his torso. I tried to pull away, but he was stronger. Soon all I could see was the sprawling ivy tattoo rising and falling in a rhythm that mirrored his heartbeat. Sometimes quick, sometimes slow, like a storm-racked flower dancing in the wind. The next time Isabel Frost's name crossed my path, it was in a year-end gossip roundup titled Celebrity Fails of 2023, Stars Who Overplayed Themselves. Unsurprisingly, Isabel topped the list. After the live stream debacle, online sleuths had pieced together the truth. Isabel and Cardin had been an item for years, but ambition drove her to fabricate a glamorous power couple image for her. Even the pink diamond ring photo she flaunted was a heavily edited fake. She'd never touched the real one. That ring belonged to me, my engagement gift from Sebastian, safely stored in our home vault. The fiasco was simply a case of a con artist caught in her own web. She had planned to ride Sebastian's name for publicity, never expecting me to call her bluff by actually summoning him. Her public disgrace triggered a chain reaction. Old scandals resurfaced, her early work as a bar hostess, questionable liaison with producers, and most seriously, tax evasion. She was forced to sell the properties she'd accumulated as fame rewarded her, barely avoiding jail. And Cardin. Once her career collapsed, he severed all ties between the billionaire family funding his brand and a fallen ex-celebrity with no leverage. The decision was simple, especially with his father, Master Winston, calling the shots. After reading the article, I nudged Sebastian, who was poring over company files. "How much of this was you?" I asked. He glanced at me, expression blank. "Whose downfall?" "Isabel Frost," I clarified. He tousled my hair with a sly smile. I didn't lift a finger. He was right. In Hollywood, there are always people eager to curry favor by tearing someone down. Sebastian hadn't needed to act. The industry practically handled it for him. I didn't care what strangers online thought, but Sebastian did. He even called my agent directly. "I want people to think kindly of Ivy," he insisted. Thankfully, my agent stopped him from hiring PR armies and instead booked us for guest spots on a handful of popular reality and dating shows. I considered refusing, but Sebastian was thrilled, clearing his schedule to make it happen. He was determined to showcase our happiness to the world. And it worked. Public perception shifted from skepticism to full-blown obsession. Fan asked if I can release a tutorial on how to land a loyal golden retriever and CEO's boyfriend like Sebastian. I smiled, sinking into our king-sized bed and hugging a fluffy pillow. The shower stopped, and Sebastian emerged in a robe, hair still wet, radiating warmth and smelling of citrusy body wash. He pulled me into his lap. I straddled his legs, draping a towel over his head as I playfully dried his hair. "The internet thinks you're completely lovesick," I teased, messing his hair into chaos. He caught my hand, then retrieved a small velvet box from the nightstand drawer. A moment later, a new ring sparkled on my middle finger. He admired it, pressing my hand gently to his lips. "My wife has the most beautiful hands." "I thought this was for the wedding," I said, surprised. The ring was elegant and understated, a square-cut diamond framed by graceful platinum curves. "The wedding will have its own rings," he said with a mischievous glint, "but this one is for now, and perhaps we should relive the night we got engaged." He eased me back onto the bed, one of my hands landing on the familiar ivy tattoo on his side. Just before the world blurred into warmth and color, one thought lingered in my mind. If devotion had a hue, Sebastian's would be 50 shades of something unforgettable.